Alrighty, y'all. I have got a deck review for you for my 5-color monstrosity from last night. This was my Friday Night Magic deck. I ended up going 2-1, and I only lost the first round because I got completely mana screwed in the final round, game 3. The first 2 games were extremely close. I got just a 1-land hand, I had to mulligan, and then I got another 1-land hand, and so the game was just over because of 2 bad draws, so I didn't really get to play in game 3. But the deck performed actually really well. This is the first time I've done a 5-color deck in Paper Magic, and it actually performed really good. So we got our we'll start with the non-creature kind of artifacts and enchantments. Arc of Hunter, absolutely busted card, love this card. The Additive Evolution just creates a big creature, and it basically just gives you a 1/1 token every turn. Potion or Troves were amazing for mana fixing and gaining a bunch of life. Mana base, I got 4 dual lands, so when you're doing a Converge deck or like 4 to 5 color deck, you really have to prioritize getting those. The guy sitting next to me after the draft was like, man, it's weird, I didn't see any dual lands. I was like, yeah, that's because I took them all. So had great mana base. Those with the Potion or Troves, I was hitting 5 colors pretty easily. Okay, creatures. So I only have 8 creatures in this deck. This was probably one of the most key creatures because I had a 2-card combo in the deck. This guy and Applied Geometry. So Applied Geometry, you cast it, you make a token that's a target or permanent you control, except it's a 6/6 fractal. So basically you use this on something, you make a 6/6. There was a lot of games I targeted my Potioner's Trove to give me the extra mana and have a giant blocker. Then you cast this guy, and you target the Applied Geometry, and then you get a 6/6 first strike Scrollsmith. When that happens, the Applied Geometry goes back to your graveyard, and then you target it, and then you can keep doing it. As long as you have one of these to target, you can just keep doing it. So I had a game where I had 8 mana, so I was literally just making 2 6/6 first strike every turn, and at that point, the game was just over. So that was my main kind of awesome combo in the deck. My other creatures, kind of a big dumb idiot, but it's a 2-for-1. If they try to use removal on it, you get to draw a card. We got one of the best white common in the set, Elite Interceptor, great on turn 1 and helps you draw some cards. We got Orisa, Tide Choreographer. Once again, a creature that draws you cards. And then this was this one really did work for me because I'm so low on creatures. Having a creature, I had one game where they killed this guy like 3 times. I just kept bringing him back. This guy's great, Muse Seeker. Since I have so many spells, this thing just draws me a ton of cards and helps me kind of loot through my deck if I start getting flooded. We have the Informed Inkwright. This card was awesome. Whenever you cast an instant support that targets a creature, you create a 1/1. So this helped me stabilize and just get a bunch of little chump blockers. And then usually what I was doing was casting them when I had like 4 or 5 mana available. So I could cast it, then cast a removal spell and get an immediate 1/1 in case they killed it. And then the Lecturer. So this was great. It gets bigger with increment and it taps for a bunch of mana. So that was kind of my creature base. And yeah, I mainly was relying on my removal to kind of keep me alive. But yeah, the Scrollsmith was kind of the all-star. Scrollsmith, and then these ones, draw 2 cards, just bring them back over and over and over, draw a bunch of cards, make a bunch of 1/1s. So didn't have a ton of creatures, but they were all very impactful. And then we'll go to the spells package. So this, I would say the Applied Geometry was really kind of the all-star. Especially, I was going against a lot of kind of aggro-y decks. On turn 4, if you can just make a 6/6 blocker, it just really like shuts them down. And then there was a couple games I got the combo off where I was just making 2 6/6 first strikes every turn, and the game was absolutely over. But this was the other real all-star spell. Arcane Omens won me like 4 games. On turn 5, I was making people discard 4 to 5 cards, which was typically their entire hand. And then my deck's kind of slow with a ton of removal. But basically, if you hit them, you know, usually they drop like a couple early creatures, maybe do an early remover spell for one of my creatures. They'd be down to like 4 or 5 cards in hand. Turn 5, turn 6, you just have them discard their entire hand, and now I have all the time in the world to get all my crazy interactions and spells going. So that card won me so many games. Felt completely unfair, to be honest. Um, there was my round 2 opponent, both games on turn 5, I had them discard literally their entire hand, and it was just absolutely backbreaking. Game was completely over. Okay, Pursue the Past. This was great for my deck. If I started getting flooded out, because you draw a lot of cards, so you see a lot of lands, I was able to gain some life, help me stabilize, churn through my deck. Johnny Response, cheap removal. This card was awesome. Deal 4, kills most things that the opponents were playing, and you surveil 1. And there were multiple games where I would bring this back from the graveyard with my scroll dude, the Practiced Scrollsmith, and then get to cast it again, surveil again, so huge. This was great. Multiple times, on turn 2, I didn't have anything to do, so I would just cycle this if it was in my opening hand, help you fix your draws. But in the games that went long, creating 2 3/3 flyers is just huge. I had one game my opponent was playing black-white with like just tons of removal, and I played this, make 2 3/3s. They end up casting like 2 removal spells, so that's a 2-for-1 for me. Wilt in the Heap, awesome card. Just 5 mana, and Exile is huge. Against a lot of decks that have graveyard recursion, the Exile is extremely relevant. Planar Engineering. Most decks wouldn't really want this, but for my deck it was perfect. There was a couple games where the one I had ramp, I was able to do this like turn 3, turn 4. Get this out, you hit all 5 of your colors, and you ramp. So you get 4 lands, thins your deck out. Card was great for my deck, even though in a 2 or 3 color deck I probably wouldn't play it. This was one of my bombs. I ended multiple games just by blasting them in the face for like 10. But also, there was a time where on turn 4, I played this. I had this guy out. They used a Last Gasp. It was a 2/3 at that point. They used Last Gasp, giving it -3/-3. I was able to play this for 4 mana, kill their best creature. That gets the increment counter, making him 4 toughness, so it saved my creature. Then I draw 2 cards and discard a card. So the card is just absolutely insane at any point in the game, but especially when the games go long, which my deck's slow, so the games would go long. Essence Scatter, you all know and love it. This was huge. You know, when you can counter, they're like 4, 5, 6 drop. And then this card. This card is absolutely excellent in a 5-color deck. There was one point where my opponent had like a really good 3/1 creature, the black and green 3/1 creature that they draw a bunch of cards off it. And yeah, I did it for 5. So I killed their best creature and then exiled 4 cards off the top of my library, play them till the end of the next turn. Hit a bunch of lands, was able to play some lands, hit a bunch of good spells. A lot of games I was targeting things with like 1 or 2 toughness, but that were like impactful creatures, and just drawing a ton of cards. So this was like a 4-for-1, 5-for-1. Second Wilt in the Heat, great removal. And then yeah, Applied Geometry is just such a great card. This was my pack 1, pick 1. So pack 1, pick 1, and then this got passed to me. So this was my pack 1, pick 2. So I immediately knew, because these combo, like I said before, you can do a semi-infinite combo with these and just keep making 6/6 scroll 6/6 first strikes every turn. So I saw this pack 1, pick 1, and then pick 2. So I immediately knew, I'm like, I'm going 4 color. And then I got the Arcane Omens in pack 1 and was like, we going 5 color, baby. So yeah, this deck, looking at it, it looks like a complete jumbled mess. And I was a little concerned that maybe I got like too creative with this one, but it played out extremely well. It was super strong. Just the Arcane Omens, if I ever hit that, it was just like almost game over. The Arc of Hunger was awesome. Having my combo there, having creatures with recursion, creatures that just draw cards like crazy, ton of card draw, ton of removal. It was just, if I survived past like turn 5 or 6, it just felt like the game was over. So, all right. Oh, and then so I got 2 prize packs. So I did a short and I recorded the openings, but here was my first prize pack I opened. Grave Researcher and the Quadrix the Proof. First one pulling of that, so that was awesome. And then my second prize pack, we get an interesting rare here, Suspended Aggressions, and then foil Silver Quill. So my luck on opening packs has returned. We got 2 Elder Dragons and 2 packs back to back, so just awesome. All right, hope you had fun at Friday Night Magic. All right, we'll see you later.